Vending 016, the work of rebuilding. The work of rebuilding. Greetings, I am a vending machine. My residence has changed from being in front of the inn to being in front of the Hunters Association. Munami and Okama-san energetically flew out since early this morning. That's right, because the inn that was turned into rubble was completely taken down. Looks like they can start rebuilding. It seems like the inn is vital to the community, so the rebuilding cost is coming from the Hunter Association. This time it looks like they're going to put up an even more extravagant inn. The laugh the two had at that time was a little frightening. This atmosphere is really tiring, so stop. Switching gears, I thought I'd pull my feelings together and join them, but I'm not going to do anything I'm not used to. Yesterday I splurged too much, so from today on I'll completely take in the profits. Because, since earlier I've already sold a ton of goods. Since the early morning, former drunks who've become like the dead appeared shakily in front of me. One by one my products were sold. Yesterday, because most of the guys who bought my products for the first time because they were free came back. It's a situation where I can't stop grinning. Just as planned. Shortly after Raymais woke up, the bear president called us, and we entered the association. Today the operation of surveying the perimeters is finished, so they must be happy. Since this morning cup ramen has been selling like crazy, there are people who have lost their cooking implements who came to buy it, but for the most part it's people got too caught up in the merry-making yesterday and didn't feel like cooking. Frankly speaking, since everyone was going to be troubled with money problems, I was going to set the price of the cup ramen at a deficit, but it turns out that everyone had already prepared for the destruction of their houses, and most of the money was deposited within the Hunter Association storage. All the merchants are also expecting large amounts of carpenters and hunters aiming for defense escort requests to come flooding in from today onwards, so they're busy preparing for business. They're overflowing with vitality, these residents are. Hakan. We got a request directly from the president. Isn't it amazing? Welcome. It's quite the noteworthy promotion. But, the prediction of the content is as expected. It's, guess what, a rubble removal quest deo, right tilde? Knowing about that super strength, anyone would think of that kind of request. With a strength comparable to construction machinery and even heavy machinery, it's a site where she can full-heartedly demonstrate it. Even if she breaks something due to over-excessive strength, there's no problem. Even if she has a limited amount of skill, you can rest assured. I'd like to first level the spot where the inn was. They say they want to erect the new inn immediately. If a lot of people overwhelmingly come flooding in, then the first would have to be the inn. Simple tents have been set up in large quantities in front of the Hunters Association, but anyone would think of a proper inn for comfortably resting your body. In other words, I want to return to that home. While carrying me, Raymais arrived in front of the former inn. Okama-san and Munami-san have already begun removing the rubble. The two are both in the inn's uniform, but because of the labor looks like they're in trousers underneath the skirt. If that's the case, I think it would be fine to just not wear the skirt, but it's probably these women's pride. Munami, Okama-san. I've come to help. Rummy, so you came. With this we got the superhuman strength. Any Hakans with you too. Morning. Welcome. I urgently want to be able to say, good morning, and good evening. Since everyone's used to it, even though I give my normal greeting, they accept it though. Ito, the rubble is deposited on that tray over there. It looks like it's fine if you just take it to in front of the gate. Cause there are people there who came to separate it into burnables and non-burnables. Okay. Then, after it's all piled up, I'll carry it. Hakan will be here, so you can sell everyone drinks and stuff. Welcome. Being placed in the usual place, I wonder why I feel so relieved. One after another people are coming over. From what I see, there's a lot of young people in particular. I recognize the faces of some people as ones we accompanied during the subjugation. I wonder if the young hunters are going around removing rubble. Oh, here's the spot. Isn't the box with a will of its own here too? Alright, lucky, you're right. We'll be able to get tasty food whenever we want. The reconstruction work request has a good reward, so we'll use it well. I will gladly take this bounty. After a while it looks like sports drinks will sell. Before my eyes they're lining up in large numbers. Now then, let's look at everyone who's working hard. Only the hunters with competitive strength are here. There's a lot of young boys here as helpers working hard too. Okama-san and Munami are also not losing against them in their movements. I totally understand that the inn's work is labor intensive, but, with a flourish that those men can't hope to compare with, is Raymais. A pillar that would take 3 of them to lift and carry. With a light heave she's able to lift and carry it to the tray. For the rubble that's too big to carry, she'll pummel it with her fists and kick it down to a convenient size. The hunters who witnessed it were struck dumb with amazement. No wonder. A petite, sweet-looking girl swinging a by no means common superhuman strength is too much of a gap. It would be stranger not to be surprised. We've got a lot, so I'll take it away dash. Up it goes. Originally the trays should be carried by boars with horns, a unisusu, and horse-like animals, but with that girl's strength there's absolutely no problems. Like it was obvious, she went and carried them by herself. All the hunters gazed blankly at her figure going away slowly. Amazing, that girl. We can't be left behind. That has to be the power of a divine gift. But anyway, that's amazing super strength. When the reconstruction work settles down, I'd want to invite her onto the team, but with a talent like she's probably already scouted by a famous team. I've been listening in on the guys talking, but Raimai seems to be getting a high evaluation. With just working hard the hunters can see her excellence. I understand, I totally understand. But the truth is she doesn't have any hunter comrades. Right now she gets along great with the residents of the community, but when it comes to the hunters, aside from the president and the whatever they recalled brigade, I don't think she can even have a decent conversation. Previously, because that girl's power was unmanageable to the degree it was pointless, it looks like everyone she grouped with would treat her as a burden. This girl has the monopoly on the so-called simple physical labor. Her hunter's requests too, like this her main evaluation will probably change. I'm back dash. Okay, time to go full power dash dot. From the dust cloud in the distance being rolled up and coming closer, I had thought so, but when she isn't carrying any weight her legs are really fast NA. But, without being burdened with something as heavy as me her body is too light and she can't move as she expects to. It's a troublesome constitution. It was grumbled about before, but without some degree of weight she can only run. It seems like moving is a difficult feeling and she feels like she's bouncing around. The gauntlets for her arms are already prepared with iron plates, looks like she just needs to adjust the weight. Since she regularly moves while suppressing her power, she made countless mistakes when her body wouldn't move like she wanted, and the surroundings treated her like a dunce. That is the reason for the reactions that girl was faced with. She had also been the student of a hunter with remarkable ability at one point, but that hunter left on a journey about 2 months ago. She was always being burdened with fully loaded bottles of water. She told me nostalgically, "Oh dash, they're at it, they're at it. Raimai-chan, Hakan, you guys doing well dash." At this place where the hard work makes sweat run like streamers, the man who just arrived with half-awake eyes, a big yawn, and stubble. It's Brigade Leader Kerryoil. T.N., formerly Kerryoiru. I wonder if that 10-gallon hat that looks like it came out of a western is his favorite. Even when he was in the campground he was still wearing it. He's certainly got skill, but those glances he sends this way from time to time gives a suspicious feel to him. Honestly I can't get wipe the image from my mind that he's an old man that absolutely can't be trusted. Oh, oi, that man, isn't he the leader of the Fools of Whimsy Brigade, the top class, in that hunter team dash? I wonder if he'll shake hands with me after this. All the young hunters here working stopped their hands, they've become excited. What the hell? So Leader Kerryoil is famous. He's skilled, his brigade members seem to love him, to think he's got this popular guy setting. Even though that brigade, the Fools of Whimsy Brigade, has that suspicious naming sense, it's well known in the hunter community. Oh dash, gentlemen, you're doing your best any dash. For the hard-working young ones, this old man will hand over a reward. Come choose what you want from Hakan, my treat. Naturally, those young girls and everyone over there are welcome too. Ooh-wah, this is my first time seeing someone who purely uses those kind of pompous words. I can't decide whether he's serious or acting, but whichever it is, I'm not good with this person. All the young hunters make a fuss, but Raimai's, Munami, and Okama-san don't change, N.A. They're calmly scheming. So you'll treat. Theme, for myself, this and this. Rummy dash, in cases like this you should start with the most expensive ones, yo. Well then, for my appetizers, I guess I'll have about 100 of the one with the stewed items. Yo, you merciless two over there. Since they run an inn, I guess they know how to deal with this kind of fellow. That's a bit, if you could make do with up to 2 per person, NE. Peering into the bag with his money in it, Leader Kerryoil's cheeks twitched. That's good, do it more. At a glance, he looks like a weak person who can be easily pushed around, with his sleepy-looking face that has no tension, but when you see the sharp gleam in his eyes underneath the brim of his hat, that impression is blown away. Raimai-chan, do you have any interest in entering my brigade? Of course, along with Hakan N.A. It's like he's using food to bait her, That kind of ridiculous thing came out of his mouth as he clasps Raymais by the shoulder. Without any indirectness at all, that direct solicitation came. I wonder how Raymais will reply. Looking at how the surrounding hunters have jealous faces, just what is this Fools of Whimsy brigade? Being invited here must be quite the honor. Right, no thanks. Raymais replied immediately like that, and brushed off the hand on her shoulder. Good job, I'm touched. He didn't think he would be refused at all, his eyes and mouth are as wide open as they can get. Your trademark hat is slipping. I see. Ma, think it over. If you change your mind just come over. 2. I'd also like to buy water from Hakan. The hangover from yesterday is awful. His hat is on the verge of slipping off. Vendom 017, gold coins and silver coins. Gold coins and silver coins. Leader Kerryoil unsteadily tottered back in grief. In my opinion the refusal was obviously the correct answer. Even if it's a famous brigade, if you enter it then your battle scenes will increase. I understand the reason why hunters would do so even if it brings them side by side with danger. But you know, right now that girl is among veterans, without worries, here she can take her time to sit down and stretch, and I think it's a convenient place. But, all of that is my opinion, the important point is Raymais' opinion. Why did Raymais refuse? 1. This didn't remain a mystery. Oi, you, why did you refuse an invitation to the Fools of Whimsy? Oh, short-haired hunter, nice Tsukomi. That's what I want to know. Because, this town is in the middle of reconstruction. If there's not enough people to help, won't it be a problem? All the hunters who heard her weren't able to close their mouths. Raymais. I don't think he particularly meant right away. If you said something you probably could have waited and joined after the reconstruction was over. Okay, everyone let's continue to work hard, Everyone other than that girl heaved a sigh and went back to work. Not understanding the situation, with her head tilted to one side, Raymais also returned to removing rubble. Like that, nothing particularly interesting happened after. And then it was noon. I sold tons of cup ramen and oden to the reconstruction corps, and then, burdening Raymais once again, I moved to the front of the Hunter Association. To everyone who had been waiting for our arrival, one after another I sold goods to. With this kind of trend, I'll make back my minuses from yesterday in a flash. Most of the customers who have purchased things before have returned, but today there are also a lot of people who haven't tried even once before. With all these faces I don't recognize, that means they're people who have just come to this Clear Streams Lake level. These people's common points are having a cloth wrapped around their heads with long ends, and wearing trousers with a lot of pockets. How do I say it? They're really carpenter-like. Just from what I've seen, there are roughly about 100 people here, so. With this, the community's population will probably jump up to at least double the original. What a parrain dash, haven't I just about sold out of goods again? What a parrain dash, what should I do? I guess I'll calculate my points later. Hakan, let's get back to work. Welcome. Once again I return to my original position in front of the inn. The people who come to buy things accompany me while they spend. Suddenly there's a person standing in front of me. So people who wear glasses and suits exist in this world. Wearing black-rimmed glasses, with a green shirt and a skirt that reaches slightly above the knees, is a woman. She's really staring in my direction. If we were in Japan, she would be an accountant or a lawyer type of person. With her sharp, upward slanting eyes, she's a beautiful woman who has a bit of a scary image. Behind her, standing over 2 meters away, is a giant man. I assume that man is an acquaintance. With an inverted triangle body-shaped mass of muscles and long arms too, on his face he has a wrinkle between his brows, downward slanting eyes, and a low nose. Honestly, from a first impression, it's a gorilla with the good parts of a human. His clothes are really tight and suitish, it looks like it will rip at any moment. He's carrying an enormous backpack-like thing. There's no mistake that you are the box with a will. It appears you are called Hakan-sama. Suddenly she throws those words at me. Exactly how should I respond? For now, let's just make my usual greeting. Welcome. According to the information that was previously investigated, that was what we can assume to be, yes, I believe. It's so hard talking to this person. Her facial expression doesn't change one bit, this air of intimidation isn't half-baked at all. Just having her look at me and my body stiffens. I'm a vending machine though. I wonder what her objective is. It looks like a serious-ish talk, but what should I do? Hakan, what's going on? Who might you be? Raymise popped out from behind me, showing her face, and without hesitation, she called out to the black glasses lady. You are Raymise-san, correct? Please excuse me. I am in the money exchange business, you can call me a Kui. From here on I hope to become acquainted with you. The one waiting behind me is my assistant, Go Guy. It is a pleasure to meet you, the cold, clear-voiced Akui and the warm, laid-back tone of Go Guy. A pair of two extremes they are. But, money exchangers, huh? It's like that, in the modern age where they exchange yen to dollars. Certainly in the old days there were professions to exchange gold coins for silver coins, and vice versa. They're something like the original banks is what I heard from somewhere. I have received information that this level has a shortage of silver coins, and so we have come concerning this. Who is it, the guy who's hoarding silver coins? For crying out loud, what an outrage. That's because you can only pay Hacken in silver coins. Shush, Raymise, you can't say that. Could it be that another way to say their complaint is that hoarding all of one type of coin caused it to stagnate in circulation? Even if you say that, since they're converted into points there's nothing you can do about it now. So it was like that after all. With that, we have come here and decided to offer an opportunity, a proposal for Hacken-sama. We have brought about 100 gold coins, so why don't we exchange them with some of your hoarded silver coins? It's a business discussion. I don't really have any opinions on exchanging silver and gold coins, but I'm pretty sure one gold coin is the same value as about 100 silver coins. In Japanese yen, a gold coin is probably around 100,000, probably. There's probably some fluctuations in there, but overall that's probably what it's worth. But anyway, 100 gold coins is a really large amount of money to be carrying. Is that gonna be okay? I'd like to exchange it if I can, but how should I go about it? There's probably some function like exchange. But for a regular vending machine, they don't usually have an exchange function. Ito, looking quickly, it doesn't look like it's there. Too bad. Does that mean you won't accept? I'm terribly sorry. I'd like to if I could, but I have no way to. Even if exchanging is impossible, it might be fine to buy things with gold coins. Like that you might be able to get them as change, maybe? At Raymise's casual words, Akui's head, which was hanging slightly in disappointment, regained its vigor and faced forward. Her eyes were sparkling with fire. It was the first time I saw something like emotions from her. Actually, I wonder what would happen if you put gold coins in. Up until now there hasn't been even once where gold coins were inserted. It's a situation where I don't know if you'll get change, since there's not been a brave soul who was willing to use a gold coin and test it out. I see. In other words, Go Guy, buy something. With gold coins. The first investor, huh? What should I do? If, by any chance, the change doesn't come out, then I'll try to return the gold coin as is. For the first time in my vending machine life a gold coin is inside mine body. If they buy a 1 silver coin product, then 99 silver coins should come out as a result. Men should have guts, let's try it out. For the first ever, a feeling welled up and the vending machine vibrated with its entire being. I guess it means a gold coin has entered my body. This isn't time to be immersed in the afterglow. What of the change? Clanking, silver coins flowed into the change tray, the overflowing silver coins spilled onto the ground. All the surrounding hunters were watching swallowed their saliva, so the change came out normally. If it didn't I might have been treated like a thief. Like this it's fine, Let's keep on buying. Gold coins were put in one after another, and silver coins were ejected one after another. Go Guy bent that enormous body over and gathered the silver coins that were left. After 10 gold coins had been put in, Akui-san also seems to be satisfied. With a pleased face she gazes at the backpack stuffed with silver coins. Any more than this and we might burden Hacken-sama, so we'll stop here for now. Then, in the future, we'll come to buy things. From here on, continue at your discretion. Her retreating figure almost looks like it's skipping. Without any trouble, Go Guy-san carries the backpack stuffed with a large amount of coin and goods. It's a muscle strength that doesn't go against his appearance. We'll probably have a long relationship with those people. They don't seem to be difficult people though. Hacken, you had an amazing amount of money, Be careful so no one steals from you. Welcome. That's true. If I'm ever destroyed and dismantled, I have suspicions about whether there will be coins or not inside, though. Since it's a system where even the goods are spouted out, aside from whether or not the coins are inside my body, it's more a feeling that things appear when they're requested for. During the span of this discussion, there was many a hot stare directed in my direction. From the young hunter's point of view, right now there are 10 gold coins sucked into my body. It must look like a really enticing opportunity. Oh yeah, a vending machine won't be left somewhere with poor public order, like that. The fact that Japan has vending machines is good evidence that there's peace and security. For a while, it looks like it'll be good to be wary of the people who will be thinking about doing stupid things. Right. Sorry, Hakan. I kept forgetting to tell you, but it looks like we won't be able to meet with Hirumi for a while. I sent a letter but there wasn't a response. It's probably that she's moving between levels. So, until we get a response we'll be on standby here, okay? To the Reimais with her hands together, and Pekka Pico lowering her head at me, I reply, welcome. For a second, I couldn't remember who Hirumi was, but it's the magic tool engineer friend she told me about when we met for the first time. Huh? Oh yeah, there was that kind of goal too, like a bystander would. I had that kind of thought. It was a day with a strange encounter, but the first day of reconstruction ended without anything particularly problematic to report. When night came, I remained at my spot in front of the Hunters Association and the dinner goods also sold out. I stared absent-mindedly as the community's lights went out one after another. There's something like a magic tool here in place of light bulbs, and the community has these lights scattered about, but as expected, compared to Japan's nights it's pretty dark. Since magic tools look like they're pretty expensive, it looks like the common household doesn't use them. There are also quite a few of the standard lanterns and tents with torches. Just within range of the lights is it bright, but just go a little away you're standing in a deep, black darkness. The spot I'm in is away from light, so normally people would have a hard time spotting me. But, I am a vending machine. Because I emit a personal light, like usual I stand out because I'm weird. However, today I turned off bright luminescence mode and, furthermore, I selected the coating change function, and painted my body completely black all over. At the time of the exchange there were hunters watching too. But there was one look that was from the small-time villain who had been aiming for money during the expedition. With the night's darkness, they can take cover in, they come hoping to avoid too much trouble. It looks like it's always right around here, isn't it, cause it doesn't have any way to move? I mean, look, that super strength girl is always carrying it around, right? Damn it, it would have been easier to get around it at the insight, just when I was talking about them. It's not the young hunters we were working with, but a group of 3 men who look like they were looking for me. Actually, in case they try to make a pass at me I still have barrier, and if I play back my voice at the highest maximum volume, countless numbers of people will come flooding out of the Hunters Association so there's no problem. But you know, if this can be dealt with peacefully, that would be for the best. Vendom 018, the adult vending machine. TRN, warning, some sex ed talk. The adult vending machine. It's been 1 week since then. The community is in full-on reconstruction mode, people and money have been flowing in huge numbers, it's become pretty lively. A way to tell the new residents apart is whether or not they're surprised at seeing me. It's truly easy to understand. With just this number of people, though it's actually kind of a mystery as to how the Hunter Association that runs the community can provide for them all, but one way or another, the material from the two-headed snake and demon frogman became quite the earnings. It seems it's become an outrageous amount of gold coins. By the way, the subjugation party has already received the promised reward from the previous time, and in exchange it's contracted so that all the material drops from the monsters are acquired by the Hunter Association. The hunters who had to carry it themselves were pretty bitter about it. In the end, it looks like the hunters who had participated in the subjugation of the King Frogman received a separate additional reward, and with that no complaints came from anyone's mouths. Come to think of it, the hunters who couldn't escape because of their wounds came with a, "It was all because of you, so thank you," and bought huge amounts from me. It looks like that two-headed snake is a monster called Jayasuma 1, and seems like it's an inhabitant of this Seiryu's Lake level. As expected, it seems like it's the natural enemy of the frog people. Usually we are able to avoid it when the clashes between the two break out, but this time when the Jayasuma went out, it seems it had been strengthening its body as it attacked small frog people communities. And so, from the frog community we were fighting this time, eating the frogs that had increased a lot on the way. It found the community humans were living in. That's the Hunter Association's view on the matter. But Ma, if you're wondering how I know so much about it, by the way, it's because I'm currently in the Hunter Association President's office. So, Ma, that's about the gist of the case this time. And Reimais and Hakan, you both did well. If you guys weren't there, then the possibility that the situation would become the worst was especially high, so I give you my thanks. That's, please raise your head. from the sofa interposed from the large desk, the bear president half rose and lowered his head, and Raimise, in order to try to stop him, was violently waving both arms. Her movements were so violent that a wind began to spin. Super strength, how terrifying. And then, standing beside these two is a vending machine. If someone from Earth saw this, they'd probably be doubting their eyes. The reason we called you today was also to give an explanation to the separate reward for this time's case, but there was also a matter we'd like to consult with Hakan. I wonder what it is. His being so formal and even stiffening up. The bear president's eyes have hints of earnestness. Somehow my animal-like instincts are whispering to run away. I'm a vending machine, though. I know that he's a good person inside, but when there's a huge bear at full force right in front of your eyes, it's really not that easy to get used to it. Hakan, I heard that you were able to put out any product that the other party wants, but I was wondering if that was true. Another excessive expectation. Certainly I have the ability to choose what products I stock according to what someone wants, but the products are limited to vending machine products I have purchased before. If I could put out anything, then I could have set up pistols and weapons, and that fight would probably have become something fun. Something vending machines don't sell is impossible, and just saying, I can brag that I've basically bought any product that I've seen, but even then there was still probably vending machine products that I didn't know about in that world. That's why the answer is no, but I want to convey that I can to some degree. How should I respond? Welco, too bad. Moo, what does that mean? Probably, Hakan means that he can, but there are also things that he can't. Welcome. Raimi's interpretation helps out a lot. The bear president also understands now, and nods his head many times. He looks like a bear at the zoo begging for food. Oops, I shouldn't be thinking that. So that's it. Then, since there's a possibility, there's a matter I'd like to discuss. Raimise, could you leave for a bit? This is something I'd like to talk to Hakan about privately. That's fine, would it be fine if I waited on the first floor? Please. As soon as we're done, I'll send someone to let you know. Got it. Talks between men are things you don't want to get involved with, Mother always said that too. Then, I'll be waiting below. Thank you very much. Because I called out to her as she was leaving, Raimise turned and waved her arm wildly, then shut the door. Behind closed doors is a bear and a vending machine. Though if that guy doesn't hurry up and start the discussion, then there's no way to continue the discussion. First let me explain the situation. Currently, this community is getting overrun with a huge amount of people. Formerly, 3 years ago, this was a much more prosperous community. No, you could call it on the scale of a town. I can tell that the people are increasing just from looking at the sales, but that something or other happened 3 years ago was something I had heard from the mouths of Okama-san and Karios. So here was once a place you could call a town without hesitation. The buildings in the area around the Hunter Association are really nice too. I did think that this community was too big for about 100 people no matter how you looked at it, but I get it now. That 1 year many of the citizens died in great numbers, and the ones left alive all left this place. The ones who remained were like hunters and the merchant types with strong enterprising spirits. Here, there isn't a single thing under taxes. The intentions on the ones who remained behind were, in this 1 year, without any timidity, to recover the damages that were lost. The people here are really strong. Just one resident alone is reliable. This time against the Jayasuma, that it was repulsed without any casualties got spread around, and the praises for the defense team were spread loudly. All of the people hoping to immigrate gathered, and that is how the current trend of prosperity came to be. We're not just repairing the ruined buildings, we have plans to construct new residences and shops too. There are more and more money-making opportunities. I wonder what new products and features I should do, though right now I shouldn't be thinking about that. As people increase, various problems come up. For things related to food we've put our hopes on Hakan, and because the shopkeepers also understand there are large amounts of goods flowing in, so there are no worries there. Fumu. This is probably the first time there was a stand in front of the Hunter Association too. Recently, cup ramen sales have been falling, so it's about time I chose a new product. For that loss, the beverages have been selling well, so the total sales haven't changed though. As expected, the veterans that have survived Japan's widely diverse beverage industry have taste, sensation, and the ideas are new-like, so right now they'll easily triumph over the drinks in this other world. Sorry, my story strayed a bit. Now then, we're getting to the main part. Currently, what we believe to be the most pressing concern relates to the sex industry. We bearfolk have a very slim desire in that regards as long as it's not breeding season, but that's not the case for humans. Before the increase of people, it was a situation where the demand was supplied for, so this is where the talk was headed. No wonder Ramise was withdrawn. That the bear president was a race called the bear folk is also an important piece of information, but let's leave that for right now. I have a metal body, so it looks like I have been freed from those desires, but I know the compulsion well. There's also a hygienic problem that comes with that. If a disease began to be spread, then it would delay the reconstruction work. And so, because of that, we'd like to strengthen our control over this, but then other problems will spring up. I understand this is an absurd request, but Hakan, do you not have any countermeasures? That really is an absurd proposal. A countermeasure against disease did come to mind. It's just, I don't know the state of this world very well, so the question is whether or not something similar to this exists or not. Let's just try to put one out, then see what his reaction is. This is a box-shaped product, so if I don't add the function it won't work, huh? And boxed product support should be fine? Fumu, with this I can have the option for boxed snacks and cigarettes. The problem is, since I haven't smoked a cigarette even once, I'll have to give up on selling cigarettes. I've also added the product, so let's set it up. So you can switch the products to be all the same item like this. It's all this box. This is Hakan's plan? Welcome. Then, I will try buying them. It looks like there are 3 types, so I guess I'll buy all of them. But for them to be 10 silver coins, it's not cheap. Since one box is about 1,000 yen in Japan, I set it according to the price of the beverages. But if it's too high then I'll think about changing it. So I should open the box. There's a small pouch with notch in it. Do I tear it from there and take out the contents? Welcome. So it looks like I'm not wrong. This looks like it will be a little difficult to handle with my hands. That's right, this is a good place to call that girl. Shirley, please come here. In response to the bear president's call, the single door set in the wall that was not alongside the corridor opened, and from there a single lady's figure appeared. In an evening dress that clings to the body with a slit going up past the hips, with every step you catch a glimpse of her captivatingly long, slender, porcelain-like legs. Both her shoulders are bared, and her breasts as well are daringly displayed in a cut down to her stomach. Your eyes are drawn to the valley of her abundant chest. To say she was an exhibit of the ideal body style wouldn't be an exaggeration. She's a woman who would even incite jealousy in those of her own gender, and it's not just her body. The facial features displayed up top won't lose to anyone either. Glossy black hair flowing down her back, eyes half open with a somehow sleepy look, light red, moist lips together. All of it brings about a sublime seductiveness. This person is related to that kind of business. She has an attraction to her that seems to declare that. So this should be Hakan-san Kashira. A pleasure to meet you, I'm Shirley. Thank you for your aid in this matter. Her smiling face is also seductive. If I didn't have a vending machine as a body, I wouldn't be able to meet her eyes with any decency. How her legs were placed when she sat on the sofa was somewhat, it's like you should be able to see it, but you can't see it, just barely, so you have to imagine it. This is a product that Hakan suggested, but with these hands it will be difficult for me to handle it, so if you wouldn't mind doing it instead. Of course desuwa. This is a product for our sakes, after all. Tear here, I suppose, this is, what a mysterious material desuwa. How it stretches and contracts is somehow amusing I wonder what's with this kind of immoral mood. There's a slimy liquid sticking to one side, isn't there? What is this used for? That is, I have no idea. Oh yeah, there was a piece of paper in the box. Try reading it. I will take a look Sua. So that's what it is. There's an illustration to help make it easier to understand. I wish she'd stop her bewitching smile. It feels like it will arouse some kind of malfunction in the vending machine. Oh, I think I understand. The ways this is supposed to be used. Once this is equipped to that place on the gentleman, then it can be inserted into the lady's private area. According to the types of boxes, the gentleman's largeness can be supported desuwa. With just this thinness, it won't get in the way of the action, and yet it also protects against diseases. What a splendid luxuriousness, as expected of a pro. She figured out a condom in one go, huh? She's not just putting on a show, she honestly seems delighted. By the way, this is a digression, but you should know the SML sizes that the boxes have. I can't set up any products other than the ones that I had bought while I was alive, so why can I assemble the 3 various sizes? Vanity and pride and reality are all I'm going to say. If you're a man, then everyone has gone and tried it out in preparation for the real thing, right? Right? Shirley went through the boxes and checked the sizes, quantities, and prices, taking notes and nodding lightly. We will definitely come purchase these. If you have any other products you can suggest, I would be willing to take a look. See, can't be helped. If you say it like that, I guess I have no choice but to show them. Ma, I also didn't really buy too many adult-related products, so there aren't that many products to put in order. After that, somehow the business consultation was completed and Shirley-san, with undulating hips, left the president's office. Her last words that she whispered, "If you were a man, then I would personally be your partner. What a shame desu were way sick. But, when I reunited with Ray Mize, Hakan, your body is a little hot." Did something good happen? When I was told that I went entirely cold, worrying about if the heat insulation function was broken. Her sharp instincts can be good and bad. This was the first time I thought that. Vendom 019, lottery. Lottery. Looks like I got my hands on another new function. I've been thinking that I wanted this function from way before, but I ended up dragging it out because I was always busy with something. Recently things have calmed down a little, so I made up my mind and took it. Congratulations! You have won another bottle. Atari Garditara Mauipan, 1. Alright, come on. 7, CX, WHA art. Too bad. That's right, the real goal is to finally have the possibility to use this voice clip. I have added the lottery function. If the 777 number is lined up, then you win and get another. It's something that anyone has hopes for at least once. Since I first installed it, sales have grown close to 30%. Since this community doesn't have many entertainment facilities, even though it's such a simple slot machine-like thing, people who get really into it appear one after another. In addition, between the residents they say that if you win you'll have good luck for the rest of the day. That sort of suspicious rumor is spreading, and the people who come to buy things to test their luck are increasing. Even though it is something designed to bring a little spice and fun into everyday life. One of my regulars has unexpectedly become addicted, today as well, he's pointlessly buying up loads of products. Calm down, I should calm down. This is going to be the last one. If I go with the probability up until now, water has the greatest winning possibility. Therefore buying water will be the shortest path to certain victory. I think the frequency went up because you're overwhelmingly buying water, old man. With bloodshot eyes and ragged breathing, his finger on top of the button and letting out a yell, it's one of the 3 of my morning regulars, the old man. Up until there had been many times where he had come together with the old woman, but after the lottery was implemented, he'd come alone early in the morning at a time when no one else was around and spin the slots at least 6 times before he went back. Incidentally, it's possible for those who installed a vending machine to freely change the winning percentages of a vending machine slot function. And, for some trivia, there's a rumor that if you want to win the slots, you should choose unpopular products. Even though it's a slot machine system, there are also things like the winning chances are dictated by how the commodities are displayed, or the limit in premiums for rewards are generally already decided, or that the chances are 2% of the estimated total sales. In other words, if you buy 100 bottles of the product, if you are supplied with at least 2 bottles, you're doing well. When it's all said and done, in the end it's all luck, you know. If you want to win no matter what, you have to sink money in like you want to buy up everything in order to secure your win. Everything for this one chance, all of my gambling life. What are you doing, grandfather? Right in front of the old man, when he turned around while making a face like, is the old woman, raising her cane over her head with a smiling face. So he's finally been caught. Well yeah, if he sneaks out of the house early every morning, it's going to turn out like this. My goodness, I thought your bad habit from before had come out and you were chasing ladies' rears again, but it was this disease that has relapsed instead. No, grandmother you're mistaken. Look, I was thinking I'd buy a lot of that soup you like, ouch. The cane was swung down on top of the head of the grandfather making excuses. It's fine, even though she hit him with a merciless force, it's probably okay. Even if your head splits, I can heal it so there's no need to worry. Oh yeah, the old woman can use the divine gift, healing light, can't she? Then I don't have to worry. I don't have to worry, right? My goodness, there's no way you've forgotten what day today is. I know, but let me do it one last time. GRNDFATHER. Grandmother gave her cane a twist and a pull, and from inside you could see a dull glittering of light from a blade. You mean that's a sword cane? Against grandmother, who readied the katana that had appeared from the cane with a gentle smile. Grandfather's back has gone completely rigid. The meet-up. Grandmother's arm has been equipped to be quite fashionable. I get it, I was wrong. So you understand, nay. If that's the case, then let's go. With many sorrowful side glances in my direction, grandfather left with grandmother pulling him along. Usually there's the feeling that grandmother accommodates grandfather, but in actuality he was charmed by grandmother's butt, huh? Today, grandfather seems to have gotten even more aggravated than usual at the slots. With how grandmother was speaking, it looks like there's some important errand, but because he doesn't want to go, it seems he was trying to escape reality. If I was capable of holding a conversation, I could have become someone that could have listened to even one of his complaints. But a vending machine is something that can't do anything but sell things. Though I'm also interested about grandmother, like always I provide people with products, and before I realize it, the town is dyed red. Sunset, even though this is the inside of a dungeon, like it's natural, the sun rises and the sun sets. And it does it without looking unnatural at all. It probably means that I've grown used to the other world, too. Today it looks like Ramise is busy, so it's one-day abandonment play in the vicinity of the Hunter Association. Talk that recently the restaurants and food carts, provoked by the vending machine's food products, have raised the level of their food taste is something that I've been hearing often. Since I think it's great that the community is livening up like that, from evening and through the night, I don't put up food-related products. The time the otherworld people retire for bed seems to be early, so even if they open late, all the stores are closed by 10 p.m. So from there on after I place hot cup ramen and canned odon, as well as the recently acquired canned curry udon, there's a mode where you can provide the ability to heat up frozen products, but if I do that, half of the vending machine would be occupied with this function, and I wouldn't know whether to do beverage mode or do cup ramen in the other half. Grandpa, are you hungry? That rectangular thing, it's the box where lots of food comes out of. Annie Mae isn't hungry, but I wonder if it's tasty. I hear the voice of a very young girl. That's a really roundabout way to ask for something. The way she insists she doesn't want to eat at all is pretty cute. She seems to be somewhat of a precocious child. Oh, is that so? Then, let me buy you something. What does May want to eat? Jan, right now that was voice of the old man regular, wasn't it? Like this morning's unpleasant mood was a lie, his whole face lit up with a smile and he's holding the girl's hand. Next to them is the old woman and an adult-looking woman with 3 braids that looks like she's in her 20s. I'm glad I decided to come. I'm sorry for being a daughter who neglects her parents. For a parent, the greatest disrespect is for you to die before them, you know? Ma, you were able to get this old because you were a capable child, though I think we spoiled you too much. Nay, they're having a heavy conversation. I know that listening in as a kind of third party is rude, but I don't have any way to cover my ears, so please pardon me. That woman is their daughter, then. By their appearance, the old couple looks to be in the late half of their 60s, but with the daughter actually being in her 30s, it's not really that weird of an age difference. This person was reluctant to the bitter end. Even though he actually wanted to meet you, he went back to his bad habits. Truly, he is a person who can't be frank. It's because he was prepared to disown me for eloping, so it's obvious NE. And it was even to someone he didn't like. And then, when I was tossed aside, I shamelessly came back. It's not that. That person was worried about you, Nanyo. Whatever you say, here is the inside of a dungeon where monsters run rampant. And recently there have been monster attacks all over the place, and the defenses are lax. During this time, you one-sidedly sent a letter saying you were coming. He was always worrying about you. Is that so? That's right. I mean, when you ran from here, he began gambling even though he had stopped for so long, is what the old woman said. Meanwhile the old man and his granddaughter were staring at my front in order to choose the products. So this is why the old man has recently been constantly spinning the slots, trying to find a sure way to win. In order to prepare for today, out of desperation he was hoping to pull a win because of that rumor about the all-day good luck. Grandpa, these numbers, what are they? This, huh? When you buy something, this here will spin, and if the 3 numbers match you win, and you get to choose one more Gio. And you know, they say that if you win here, you'll be happy all day. Is that so? May wants to try it out. I'm sure I'll win. Raising her hand, the girl *Pion bounced. The old man's eyes narrowed, watching his blindingly cute 2 granddaughter. His face became loose with a smile. It's the first time I've seen him make such a gentle face. Then, let's give it a go. Gramps will put the coins in here, and you push the button of what you want By the way, Gramps' recommendation is water Giaio. Let's try it. It looks like the girl can reach the lowest row, so let's switch orange juice in there. By standing on her tiptoes with all her might, the girl touched the orange juice button. While the juice came out of my opening, the slot's numbers began to move. It's 7 and 7. After I just need one more, NE, if it's 7s, you won't win. All this time, it's never come for me either. 3, 7, 7, 7, 7. 7 came. I won dash. What in the dash? The fanfare sound rang and the red and blue lights that represented hot and could flashed alternately. The girl bounces in happiness while the old man stands there, dazed. He probably can't believe the scene before his eyes. Even though up until now he had to sink money in like crazy in order to get a win, his granddaughter pulled a win out of her first try. After all, May, hurry and choose, the time you get to choose the extra is almost over, Then, this one. What the girl chose was the mineral water lined up next to the orange juice. Okay, this one is Grandpa's, so you'll give it to me, thank you. It's just, finally getting the all-day happiness effect now, when the day is almost over JAA. It's kind of a waste. Why? Today, May met Grandpa and Grandma, I've been happy all day. That's why, it's not a waste at all. When those words came, the old man turned towards the sunset and looked up at the clouds. Though, with my height the old man's face was exposed, and near his eyes there was a glittering drop. Grandfather and grandmother, as well as Ms. daughter and granddaughter. The four were lined up and walking away, and their shadows stretched out longer and longer on the ground. Those shadows looked like they were swaying, intertwined, in happiness, and then they disappeared into the distance. Whether Mei-chan's win was a coincidence or not, trying to figure that out is meaningless, huh? Vendom 020, abduction. Greetings, vending machine here. Currently, I am in the middle of an acclaimed transport. I've been placed in the middle of a swaying luggage rack of a wild boar transport cart. Ma, it's fine, but the problem I have with this is, where and what circumstance am I talking from? Since there's no canopy on top of the luggage rack, I can see the surrounding scenery well. Sometimes, from among the tall wild grass that springs up from the prairie, creatures that seem like deer with 3 horns will show their faces. As for what else I can see, there are 2 men sitting in the driver's seat. Their ages are probably around the 40s. Their faces are the types that don't leave any particular impression. And, behind this transport there's one more wild boar transport cart following us. In that luggage rack there is a gang of 6 people that look hunter-like. The colleagues of the ones who gave me troubles by placing me in this transport, probably. Serio usually, it's a bit late, but I should have been a little more suspicious. Early in the morning they came, those guys lined up in a row in front of me, and began to talk to me. The president from the Hunter Association has made a request. The repair and reinforcement of the area around the wall has begun in earnest today. He wishes that Hakan-san would sell things there for the time being. Right at that time I was calculating my ability points, and was just agonizing over what I should stock next and immediately replied, "Welcome," being lost in the sea of my thoughts. Up until now the bear president would come directly to ask or Raimais would come to ask in exchange. There had only been those 2, but I figured that it's possible that these people were just sent to let me know. And then, again without my suspicion, the 6 men placed me on the transport. Here too I made another big mistake. After being put on the cart, the sunlight shining in on me from the window feels good. It's a situation where you get sleepy, Even though I'm fine even if I don't sleep, because of my habits from my human era, I sometimes get sleepy. With the transport swaying and the sound of the wheels clattering on the ground in place of a lullaby, my consciousness faded. So, that's what the current situation is. This is, I'm probably being kidnapped I'm guessing their aim is the gold coins that were tucked inside me, or maybe they wanted me myself for their benefit. There's absolutely no feeling that my life is at all in crisis. It's just that not being able to move with my own power is the #1 most troublesome matter. Even if I manage to escape from these guys somehow, I don't have any way to get back to the community. This level is pretty big, so if I'm abandoned on the way, there's a good chance that no one will realize it for several years. Ma, I'll probably run out of points before that, though. For now, let's use a measure of crime prevention that I acquired before, the vending machine security camera, to record the faces of the criminals. Recording them like this, I will always be able to play back their images inside my head, and there's no way I'll forget their faces. At least 2 of them have faces I've seen before, They're customers who have been buying things frequently, recently, but I remember that they looked at the products with more zeal than other people. Other than that, that guy's here too, huh? The bit villain Googoyle is smirking and looking my way, laughing. As always, he has his small fry act perfectly down. TN, formerly Guguaru, the guy who continuously tries to rob our MC. It was this guy's plan to team up with a group with nasty habits. Maybe they were originally former comrades. If that's the case, then I guess they're going to drop me off somewhere and dismantle me. I'm pretty sure that Googoyle shouldn't know about my barrier. I think other than Raymise and leader Kerryoil, no one else has seen it. If that's the case, then let's make barrier my trump card. That being said, at this rate the distance from the community is getting further away, and the probability of them finding me is getting smaller. WH. What should I do? I'm panicking a little. Oh, okay, let's check over my abilities again to calm down. Vending Machine Hacken. Endurance, 100. Defense, 10. Strength, 0. Agility, 0. Dexterity, 0. Magic Power, 0. PT 11,346. Functions: refrigeration, heat insulation, omnidirectional sight, hot water dispenser, cup ramen support mode, 2-liter support, rod-shaped candy vending, coating change, box-shaped product support, vending machine security camera, divine blessing, barrier. As a vending machine I can brag that I'm highly efficient, but they aren't abilities that will help me flourish in another world. NA. I have an excessive, over 10,000 points, but now that this situation has come about, even if it's the worst, with just this many points I can maintain barrier for a long time, so let's think of it as a blessing in disguise. It can also support repairs as many times as I need. Calm down, calm down. I won't be turned into scrap so soon. Since it seems like barrier exhausts 1 point for 1 second, then 1 minute would be 60. Then 1 hour will need 3600, won't it? This is bad. Even though I was so happy about being able to do anything with my 10,000 points, the power of past Ms. able to do anything mood has dropped. While I was thinking about these things, the distance from the community has been steadily growing farther and farther away. It seems like it's been about 2 hours since I've woken up. Oh let's take a break. The man in this transport's driver's seat turned around and yelled. The wild boar transport cart stopped. From the wild boar transport cart that had been following behind as well, they disembarked in groups. And these guys crowded around me. They can't be thinking that I'll obediently put out some food. Then, let's eat lunch. Oi, Hacken. If you've got a conscience, you get this situation, right? Since his comrades are around, the bit villain is getting carried away. Probably remembering that time's humiliation, he's laughing brainlessly while flashing a blade. Put out the food and drinks we want, for free. Even if you're an iron box, you understand what will happen if you refuse. Too bad, I replied immediately. I don't have to tell you the result that provoking him here will lead to. Not betraying expectations, blood rushes to Googoyle's face in an instant, he becomes red. This guy really doesn't understand the word patience. You bastard, I'm going to break you. He plunges a dagger at the glass, but it's at the degree of being a light scratch on the surface. 1 damage. Endurance has been reduced by 1 dot. It's just 1 damage, even poorer than I expected. Damage from the frogmen hurt more. No matter how many times I was wounded, the total damage didn't reduce more than 5. Googoyle, cut it out. Sure, we're also aiming for this guy's contents, but I told you, he himself probably has worth as product. You're scratching it up pointlessly. Why, yes sir. Sorry, Kudash, you escaped with your life, a perfectly typical parting shot. The dude who stopped him has a body that is, compared to the others surrounding him, 1 size larger. He's similar to that person called Gogai, who was together with the money exchanger woman, but only in physique. There's a huge knife scar on his forehead that emphasizes his evil looks. NA. He has no eyebrows or hair on his head. Is it shaved or is it natural? If it wasn't for his splendid moustache, he'd probably resemble the gatekeeper, Karios, quite well. You too, you probably don't want to be broken. In that case, I think it'd be wiser to obey us here. This big man seems reasonable, more so than Googoyle. Certainly nothing good will come out of defying them here. Here I should pretend to obediently listen. Analyzing the situation makes this seem like the best choice. Your head is too bad. Atamar Zanan, lit, he d too bad, 1. Yeah right. Like I'll listen to the gang that looks to be abducting me. If Raymise were here I'd absolutely refuse. In other words, if I want to stay with her from now on, I can't live my life with any shame. Seems like you don't get your situation. Oi, Googoyle. I heard that this guy can repair breakages himself. Why, that's true. Even though he should have been pretty dented from the subjugation expedition, he completely went back to his clean state. I see, then you guys, let him have it just to the point where he won't break. If I had a sense of pain, this is a situation that would make me remember fear. But threatening a vending machine by surrounding him with a bunch of burly guys, what a high-level gag. Even though they don't even get it, they're going to recklessly wound me to get me to listen to them, what a simple way of thing. I guess they aren't aware that it's really stupid since their opponent is a metal box. If you're going to apologize, you better do it now. Unless the boss forgives you, you won't get any mercy, so you'd better prepare yourself. The boss, huh? So that's the top, and these guys are all the minions. Well, Ma, now that I've calmly acquired this information, I have a clear understanding of the situation, though I don't have any way of conveying that. 3 damage. Endurance has reduced by 3.2 damage. Endurance has been reduced by 2. They're really coming at me and hitting me mercilessly with weapons. If it continues like this, even if they're not really doing me in, eventually I'll be destroyed. But I'd like to keep barrier hidden until the last minute. If I repair now, they'll probably get worked up and the attacks will increase. What should I do? I think the right answer would be to make my opponents hurry and leave me alone before they're on the verge of breaking me. But, that is, their mood shows no signs of calming down. I don't have enough points for divine blessings. And there aren't any useful functions. I wonder if there isn't anything else I can do. My endurance continues to fall, I have no way of fighting back. Even though, if I had just a little more defense, I bet I would come out unhurt. Would you like to spend 1000 points to increase defense by 10? While looking at the defense line, words came floating up. You can even use points to enhance status. 1000 points to raise defense definitely hurts, but it can reduce the damage I'm currently receiving. There's worth in doing so. Then, let's try raising it. Defense has become 20. I can't really tell, but I probably got harder. Whether that's true or not, from now on I'll understand even if I don't want to. 0 damage. Endurance has been reduced by 0. Alright, the damage has become nothing. Like this, with the reduction of my endurance in this situation, I can leave it and those guys will probably mistakenly think what they're doing is effective. Since I left behind all the damage until now, I guess I'll just watch until my opponents wear themselves out.